admire the dude with the fire, but the gangsters gon' respect the one taking a check. And will come for the neck of those who disrespect. I experience gun showers, burned by gunpowder. Tears always jerk from the work of a lone coward. You know the feces in the game when their coward command power. And never go so hard that you really disgrace God. And never let a cat play around with your face card. And never go so hard that you really disgrace God.
First 2 times on the check-in, Jack. Yeah.
Ooh, she's taking my soul.
Yeah, first 2 times. Woo!
Top of the game, salute, salute, salute. What it do out there, man? I was sitting here in the studio, man, you know, putting my decorations together, whatever. You look like they got the fire pit. You know, it's nice and warm in here, whatever. You know, it'd be cold in here in the morning time, man. One of the little bros hit me, right? The homie Scrap, to be exact. And, you know, we was talking about, you know, the fallen nation that we now know as blood, you know. And he asked me a serious question, bro. I said, yo, CK, what's the benefits for holding a seat? Good question. And so it prompted me to do that. I answered the question for him, but it prompted me to do a video. There are no benefits. It's just a position that, you know, people basically throw their life out the window for, you know, want to die for. And it's a pointless position, man. It really is. It's a pointless position. You know, there's no signing bonus for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get severance pay. You know, you decide, you know, you no longer want the seat or you get kicked out the seat. There's no severance pay. There's no pension. But it's a GoFundMe, you heard? Because a lot of you dudes don't realize that when you're running around and you're chasing this false clout, oh, I'm the big homie of this, or I'm the big homie that, so on and so forth, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. A lot of y'all don't really realize that you ain't got no insurance policy. Crazy. You don't get a Medal of Honor. You won't be sitting in the beach chair. No, these are the things that executives do. These are the things that bosses do. Even the worker bees, or the army ants, the worker ants. At some point, they're eventually going to cruises and, you know, fly in to different countries and that. Why? Because everybody's working at a particular goal, a particular function, a particular structure. The foundation has been laid for certain things. But it's no real kickback to having a position of a 2-star or 5-star. And so I felt, you know, compelled to get on here and explain to y'all, man. There's so many dudes around the world claiming blood, Crip, GD, so on and so forth. So why don't we have our own insurance companies so that we, you know, bury our own people? We also become a bank for our people in which you guys can pull loans that's paid back, you know, upon your departure. When you die, the money gets returned back to the pot for which it came. But nah, something so simple comes across so doggone complicated. We just can't do it. It's just something we can't do as a people. For some reason, we just can't get right, man. You know?
Just hit the corner store, you know what I'm looking for, Saint I.
The amount of money we spend in liquor stores, liquor warehouses in New York, ABC stores down here in the South. We don't have no institute put together, man, to help fund our own people. People sit around, yo, so-and-so just got the bag. I'm going to use Hassan Campbell as an example. Yo, Hassan just got the bag. Hassan got the bag. You didn't get the bag. I didn't get the bag. That's Hassan bag. Yo, I heard Harlem getting this and that. You know, I heard this person getting that. That's that person's own individual business. Just because he's getting it doesn't mean that it's extended to you. Let's get that established. So you got to start doing your own thing out there if you a soloist. But if you claim a particular function, a family, or we doing this and that, or maybe I should do this, or this and that, at sunset, you know, he got this for me, he got that for me. You're riding off a false hope, bro. You'll follow each other, you know, you'll kick each other back in, oh, well, I'm going to do this and that. Well, the homie said this and that. Then y'all go around, y'all gossip and tell each other business, man. It should never be a situation where, you know, we kicking it, and we're not talking about advancement. We're not talking about growth and development. We're not talking about establishing and or owning a business, right? They say it's millions of us on the East Coast, right? I personally know of about a half an M, about 500,000 people or more, right? That's claiming Damu. I'm speaking for Damu now, right? But it applies to Crips in any other gang out in America. The same way we put kiddies together to send to these dickheads in the prison system. Yeah, I said dickhead. Because when you keep going back and forth in the revolving door, you're a dickhead. Bottom line. I can say it because March will be 23 years for me. I stay home. Right? And why would I want to waste my hard-earned money to send to a person in jail so they can get commissary and buy drugs on the yard? Let's be real. It's pointless. That same money we sending to these dudes, the dudes put videos up, yeah, real niggas always stay real, and show the prison visiting room. I got a million other pictures of me going up top to go see people that I did time with. Some notable, some just genuinely good dudes that I liked it. But the point is, we're sending money in the prison system to buy the Keefy brand peanut butter and hermetically sealed tuna fish and all the rest of that stuff. None of that stuff goes to the black community, bro. None of that stuff is going to bury you. But now we come together out here as one whole with one common goal. You start opening it up, black-owned businesses. That makes a lot of sense. To, you know, create our own insurance companies so that we can start burying our own people. That puts you in a position where you don't need a GoFundMe account. You see how that goes? I think it's rather embarrassing for people to have GoFundMe accounts. Now, it's different if you don't have no family, you don't have no type of, you know, economical, you know, smarts or good sense. I get it. So you just basically moving around, doing nothing until you die. But because there's so many of us, that makes us an institute. And we put our heads together. It's an institute. You understand what I'm saying? That means we don't need nobody. We don't need to go to a bank for funding because we become our own bank. But we got to first start using our head, man. You know? I've seen a lot of people asking me questions about, yo, how you feel about what Bad Vibes said about Mano? I don't feel anything. It's not my business, not my discussion. I don't have anything to put in the comment section. All right? Nothing to put in the comment section. It's not my ordeal. Everybody has their own lane, so stop asking me every time somebody that's supposed to be Damu does something, you ask CK. Now, if I think something is wrong, I speak out about it. But this is not the video for that. This is the video with me asking, the youth. By the way, you're welcome to the couch. Anybody want to sit down on the couch and express? It doesn't have to be an interview. You just want to express yourself. As being, as they say, quote unquote, YNs or whatever case may be, my platform is available to y'all. So y'all can vent, y'all can politic, and do whatever it is you may need to do as long as it's based off of positivity. I don't want you on here talking about activities or active situations that's going on right now within the gang culture. That's not what I'm here for. But for the one that has enough sense to want to, direct the ones from your generation, by all means, pop out, bro. It's okay, man. My platform is available. I ain't gonna charge you by the hour, second or minute, man. It's not what I'm here for. But I do want to try to, they instill some type of morals or principles in y'all to the point you understand, bro, we're feeding the liquor store. We don't make the liquor. You got guys like Hove and all of them, they got liquor, stuff like that or whatever, but they're going through a distributor and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But maybe not Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z bought his out right. But a lot of these guys that you see advertising their own liquor, they still going to a distributor and they have deals for this. They make deals for this type of stuff. So it's not like, you're in a position to say, hey, you know what? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna create a liquor and I'm gonna blow. It don't work like that for us, bro. We don't have those resources. We're not afforded that. So I wouldn't even sugarcoat it. Say, yeah, it's easy to create. Yeah, it's easy to create something, but you still need a manufacturer to make you a model or whatever you're trying to do. If it's alcohol or beverage, you're still going to need a dispensary to help you get established. But either way, conversations have to be had and deals need to be made. But right here on the street level, instead of y'all putting kitties together and going to the feds for it, I might add, because we're having a kitty together. We're sending that money from that kitty inside the penitentiary. We don't know what they do behind the wall when we send that money. But once the government get a hold to it, and there's some shit going on, they hustle, we don't know what they do. So I'm not saying this is what people do. I'm just saying, but I've seen quite a few indictments where people in the street went to jail for the actions and activities of people behind the wall and didn't even know what they was doing. It's impossible for us to know. We don't know. And hopefully a government official see this video and start taking heed that the last 20 or 30 indictments that y'all had, you're locked up innocent people, man. So now I'm telling y'all as a people, if you want to invest your money into the culture, into gang culture, into street culture, let's come together and create our own entities, man. We can start burying our own folks. Yeah, start burying our own folks off of the money that we put in to invest in and create our own insurance company. You understand what I'm saying? The Rockefellers did it. That's why you don't see broke Rockefellers moving around for the ones that's left. Because the grandfather did the same thing. Had that trust or that surplus of money, and they were able to draw off of it, and the money was replaced upon death because the insurance company paid for the burial, and then the proceeds went back from which it came. Alright? So let's try to put our heads together, man, and start making this shit make sense, man. Because I was into the, trying to hook the studio with the Christmas tree and all that. So when I'm going live, I got a tree over here, whatever, I just set some lights behind it. Now I'm over here, getting ready to put my Christmas balls. I want to hear, oh, it's an Eastman holiday. Bro, I don't have no reason to be upset and not celebrate the holidays, man. I think it is actually a good vibe setter, and it's just a spirit changing, time of the year, man, to where, you be thoughtful. You always get to sit still and look back in hind thought of, what was, and then look forward to what should be or what is going to take place. And that's what I was doing. I said, I'm going to hook my tree up, this year, hook it up with my studio. So when I'm going live, I'm telling you what spirit I'm in. I'm in a holiday spirit. I'm definitely in, the spirit of giving and extending my hand to the different communities that I may have, graced to touch. And so, yeah, when the holiday changes, then you'll see, the studio change. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always keep it bloody though. You know what I mean? So with that said, man, let's be more thoughtful about, the decisions we make and the actions we take. All right? When it come down to, solidarity or congregation, man, make it the right congregations. Pick the right people to be around. Me personally, I like to be around people who have more than me. Why? Because I get to learn what I've been lacking and possibly what's going to take me to the next level. All right, so with that said, salute. Happy holidays, man. And I hope you learned something. Salute.